Angels, rulers, or something else? What if one of the strangest mysteries before Noah's flood begins with only 3 words: sons of God? In Genesis 6, these sons of God see the daughters of men, take wives, and then the Nephilim appear on the earth. And then, almost immediately, the Bible moves toward the story of Noah and the flood. That's what makes this passage so fascinating. It gives us just enough detail to ask 100 questions. Who were the sons of God? Were they angels, human rulers, the line of Seth, or something else entirely? Today, we'll break down the main views without turning this into an internet shouting match. Very rare, I know. We'll look at the mystery, the 3 major interpretations, and why this passage still matters today. Part 1. The mystery of Genesis 6. The passage appears right before the flood, which means it is not a random side note. Genesis describes a world becoming corrupt, violent, and morally unstable. Something is deeply wrong before the waters come. Then, the text mentions the sons of God, the daughters of men, and the Nephilim, and readers have debated it for centuries. The Bible does not pause to explain every detail, and honestly, that is where the mystery begins. If this were a modern documentary, this is the part where the narrator whispers, but scholars disagree. The first major view is the angelic view. In this interpretation, the sons of God were heavenly beings who crossed a forbidden boundary. This is the view most closely connected with the Book of Enoch, the Watchers, and later stories about the Nephilim. In this reading, Genesis 6 is about a supernatural rebellion that corrupts the world before the flood. That explains why many people connect the passage to fallen angels, forbidden knowledge, and giants before the flood. But this view also faces a major objection. Jesus says angels in the resurrection neither marry nor are given in marriage. So many Bible readers ask, if angels do not marry, how could Genesis 6 be about angels taking wives? Supporters of the angelic view often respond that Jesus was speaking about angels in heaven, not rebellious beings leaving their proper place. Whether you accept that answer or not, this is why the debate is not simple. The second major view is the Sethite view. In this interpretation, the sons of God were the godly line of Seth. The daughters of men represent the ungodly line of Cain, or corrupt humanity. The sin, then, is not angels marrying humans, but the faithful line compromising with the corrupt world. This view keeps the story fully human and avoids the problem of angels marrying. It also fits a major biblical theme. When God's people compromise with corruption, disaster follows. But critics ask, if this is only about human intermarriage, why use the unusual phrase, sons of God? And why does the Nephilim detail appear right there in such a strange and dramatic way? Again, the passage gives us enough to think, but not enough to end every argument. The third major view is the ruler view. In this interpretation, the sons of God were ancient kings, nobles, or tyrants. In the ancient world, rulers sometimes claimed divine status, or acted as if they stood above ordinary people. So in this view, Genesis 6 condemns powerful men taking women however they wanted. The issue becomes abuse of power, violent domination, and a world where the strong take whatever they desire. That fits the larger flood context, the earth filled with violence, arrogance, and corruption. This view may sound less supernatural, but it is still deeply disturbing. Because sometimes the monsters before the flood do not need wings, they only need power without restraint. So which view is correct? Angels, Sethites, or rulers? Here is the honest answer. Faithful readers have disagreed, and the text does not answer every question we bring to it. The safest approach is to hold the mystery carefully and not build wild doctrine on a difficult passage. Extra-biblical books like Enoch can help us understand ancient imagination, but they should not overrule Scripture. The Bible remains the authority. Ancient texts can provide background, but background is not the same as foundation. Still, Genesis 6 matters because all 3 views point toward one central truth: the world before the flood was broken. Whether the problem was rebellious heavenly beings, corrupted family lines, or tyrannical rulers, the result was the same: corruption spread. The passage is not mainly there to satisfy our curiosity about giants. It prepares us for judgment. Genesis 6 shows a world where boundaries are broken, desire is unchecked, and power is abused. And that is why the flood story follows. Not as random destruction, but as divine judgment against a world collapsing into evil. This is also why the Sons of God mystery still fascinates people today. It touches fear, power, heaven, earth, and judgment. It asks a question that still feels modern. What happens when power crosses boundaries it was never meant to cross? And it warns us that corruption rarely begins with chaos. Sometimes it begins with desire that refuses limits. So maybe the most important question is not only who were the sons of God? Maybe the deeper question is, what boundary was broken? And what did that broken boundary do to the world? Quick recap. Genesis 6 gives us a mysterious passage about the sons of God, the daughters of men, and the Nephilim. The angelic view sees heavenly rebellion. The Sethite view sees spiritual compromise. The ruler view sees human tyranny. Each view tries to explain the same problem: a world before the flood sinking into corruption. And whatever view we take, the warning remains clear: power without obedience becomes destruction. If you enjoy cinematic breakdowns of biblical mysteries, ancient texts, and the hidden world behind Scripture, subscribe to The Lost Scrolls. In the next episode, we'll explore one of the strangest questions connected to this story: what really happened before the flood?